This is the Spanish PBP Poch Toxic Limbs version. So it's got a really quite a bright green feet and arms compared to the regular COO version, and it's also the uniform's a lot more of a banana coloured yellow or milkshake yellow. So that's on the pot card there. And the head is similar in colour, texture and opacity on both the Spanish and the Kenner figure. Torso again is similar. Occasionally this figure torso is badly welded. Some melt marks can be found on the back. Both arms and legs appear to be very similar, practically identical on sight in texture and opacity on both figures. However, plastic colours on the Spanish figure is a pale yellow, while an orange yellow is used on the Kenner counterpart, which I think is quite obvious. Both eyes and lips look very similar in colour, texture and opacity on both figures. There's the heads. The black collar on the Spanish figure is a deep red colour, or orange red is used on the Kenner figure. The black details on the torso are very similar in colour, texture and opacity on both figures. Sloppy paint and overspray are common in the Spanish variation. This is called the 4L made in Hong Kong COO Pistachio Limbs. The right details on the torso are painted with a translucent white colour with a pinkish hue to the side, while an opaque greyish white is used on the Kenner figure. Sloppy paint and overspray are common on the Spanish variations. The limbs are light green or an almost pistachio green colour, while a greenish brown is used on the Kenner figure. So you can really see the differences there. See the green there, how it's pistachio green. This one's really highly sought out variant. And then we've got the Bossk, the action figure grade I just picked up, which is the fat lipped version. And on that you can see the differences. This is a European COO figure, no coup. So the feet are a lot darker on this version. Arms are a lot darker. This is probably a sort of figure you'd find on a tri-logo card. It's got the date stamps. There's the weapon. There's the fat lips. So yeah. So I told Action Figure Grader I'd show him photograph this page about the. I did it with my other tablet, but that ran out, so it's got all the information there. There's no documented mint and carded examples of this variation, mostly due to the lack of factory sealed examples of some PBP figures. So yeah, you can see there's a little gap in the neck, just like your figure there. Figures from behind. Heads, weapon, figures at the side. So that's the fat lipped, and that's the fat lipped. So 7 is showing a, what is image 7 showing? There are these are the two PBP limb variants. So the fat lip should have a darker limbs than the other PBP version. So it's a really useful book. It goes through the Empire Strikes Back figures, goes through the Poch and PBP figures. You've got Luke Bespin there. This would be the 2-line Hong Kong COO, so that's a Poch figure. Poch. Then there's the PBP figure. Melted down Noku. Dark boots. So I believe that's the one I've got on my Palatoy 65 back. Han Solo. So this is chocolate brown legs. That's a Hong Kong, so that's the Poch variation. So in the early days they took figures unpainted from Hong Kong and painted them in Spain. Then you've got this Spanish PBP figure that was moulded in Spain and painted in Spain. You've got the really dark purplish hue jacket. Pale face. Look how pale the face is on that Han, that's the PBP Han. The Lando. So I have this is the black neck version. So his neck is just painted black rather than, you know. Smiling Lando Calrissian. That's the Poch version, or Pooch. Then you've got the PBP. It's a no scar. This is the one I've got. I've got mine's UKG graded 75. So it's got a lot more reddish brown complexion. This must be the Noku version, really dark brown. Got the metallic Bespin blaster. Some come with that metallic, but then you can see the scar in the leg. You can see this PBP Lando's got a more reddish brown complexion. Bespin guard, white, Yoda. There's a Hong Kong painted figure, and then there should be the Noku, Spanish PBP version. Yep. See, the Spanish figures are a lot more greener in the complexion. Argonaut. Here's a famous one, the Luke Bespin, Hoth, with the pinkish hue to his waistcoat, paler face. So I've just shown a Luke Hoth, and the one I'd shown was just like this one. So it must be a Noku. That's quite a nice figure. And then you've got the Pale Face Attack Commander. Quite a famous variation. Cloud Car Pilot. Black Bespin Guard. TIE Fighter pilot. Seems the colour of the boots and the gloves. Forlom, he's a famous one because you've got the reddish armour, red-brown armour. So he's a highly sought out one. TIE Fighter pilot. Hard torso, Biker Scout, sorry. So yeah, really good book this. It goes through all the major Spanish PBP Poch version variations. 21B, Imperial Commander, Poch, Attack Driver, that'd be the PBP, then the Poch's this one there, this one. Rebel Commander, so he's got dark brown boots, that's the PBP. Leia Hoth, that's a Poch figure variation. Labot, that's a Poch figure. Han Bespin is a PBP. Very famous Dengar with the purplish armour, pale face. That's PBP. Poch, more conventional looking. Argonauts is PBP there. Yoda we looked at. Yoda Poch. Oh, it's PBP as well. Bespin Guard white on the Poch card. Lando PBP, the reddish brown complexion. PB Poch black neck. Han PBP with the purplish tint jacket, pale face. Han PBP Poch, chocolate coloured pants. Luke Bespin, it's a Poch variation, and we have Luke Bespin with the dark boots from PBP, yellow hair. IG-88, IG-88 again, old fat lips, pistachio limbs, dark brown rebel soldier. I have that one, that's a major variant. Pale face, this comes with a pale face or a pinkish face, that's a PVP figure. There's an example, carded example there. Poch or Pooch, similar to the Hong Kong Snowtrooper. Hard torso PBP. Poch or Pooch. IG-80, not IG-8, FX7. If you want to see a really nice FX7, check out my recent video of the German carded FX7. Of the card back. Leia Bespin. So this is a Poch figure. There's one of these was on eBay on Saturday. I lost out. I was about £7 under the winning bid. I had to go out, so unfortunately I had to miss it. I couldn't be there to bid. Boba Fett tri-logo, unpainted knee. So look at all those different variants. Boba Fett Poch or Pooch. Death Star droid. It's got the unpainted mouth there. Power Droid, R5D4. It's a Poch. Sloppy overspray. Luke X-Wing, that's a nice one. So a much darker red costume. Pale face again. There's a carded example on a tri-logo card. It says made in Spain at the bottom. The pale hands, it's the Poch version. The light green head, so I just showed this figure. It's a really complicated figure, so you've got that one stamp, the scarred coup, so got dark green, light green. I just showed this figure, I just got this one recently. AFA U85. So it's a very complicated figure to understand. Darker red, darker grey face, PBP red Snaggletooth with the scar. Hammerhead, he's another one that's quite common. The red Snaggletooth and the Hammerhead were sold on in the USA. The Greedo, hard torso, scar. You can see there's difference in colour. Death Squad Commander. Yeah. Smooth deleted Noku. I've got a Noku. I wonder if my one's one of those. Then you've got the Hong Kong Poch figure. Sam Person. Dark Bandolier. Poch there. Jawa. There's Poch there. There's their PBP version. That's the Poch card there. Sam Person. Han Solo. Noku melted down. Pale hands. So I just got a loose graded Noku Han Solo. I'll have to look at that to match it up. I saw one of these at Star Wars Celebration 2016. It was actually the Poch card, this one carded. There's the Poch version. Again, he's got pale hands. Ben Kenobi. PBP. So 2-line melted down COO. Poch version, pale hands. Stormtrooper hard torso, PBP. That's a famous one. The Spanish Poch. Darth Vader. So I think there's the Darth Vader with the textured cape as well. That's a PBP figure. Melted scar. Poch figure. Chewbacca. That's probably the one I just showed on that Meccano card. Chewbacca Poch there. There's the dark pouch. Really dark. C-3PO. It's PBP. Some more differs from the one, yeah, it's more golden than the regular Hong Kong Poch version. R2D2, R2 Poch, Princess Leia, darker hair, Luke Skywalker. That's the PBP figure. It's sold on UK cards as well. Poch. So that's all the loose variants, and then you go on to how the figures were constructed and all that sort of stuff. It's a really useful book, made in Spain. Javier Lopez. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed looking at it. I made this mainly for Action Figure Grader, so you know, cheers, goodbye.